What's good, yo? So I had someone ask, should you buy real estate out of state? All right. So if you guys saw a while back, I was reading this book called Long Distance Real Estate Investing, and my original goals when I had started were to develop and do my thing here, set a base and a foundation, and then kind of take it and recreate this model across America, kind of, or just across wherever I wanted to go. And what I realized was that although you can do long distance real estate investing, you can buy properties out of state. And I actually went through the process and bought a few properties out of town, a little bit of a distance away, not out of state, but out of town, just as a way of kind of getting myself ready for long distance management. And over the past almost a year now that I've kind of held those properties out of town, I realized a few things. And one of them is that, and probably the biggest revelation is that I'm not really a fan of long distance real estate investing. And primarily because I like to be in control. I realize that I'm a control freak. And that has its advantages and disadvantages, but it is what it is. I like to be in the vicinity of what I'm doing and dealing with and what I have going on. For me, investment means a lot more than where my money is going. It should also be where my time and energy is going as well. So I realized that the properties that I was holding out of town, I wasn't able to give them the same time and energy investment, as I was to the properties that I was a lot closer to. And ultimately, for me, that was a lot more fulfilling because it gave me some sense of purpose. So, long distance real estate investing, although I'll probably always do it, I think the way I'm gonna go about it moving forward is gonna be a little different. So, I definitely plan on having, a house here, a property there. I got, the farm, I got the penthouse, I got the beach house, whatever. But the way I look at it is it'll all always be in places that I want to live and I actually want to invest in those communities. So I guess my rule of thumb is I would never buy a property in a place that I wouldn't personally live. And a lot of people might be like, wow, what do you mean you buy houses in the hood and, fix them up and rent them out? Well, I also live in those houses a lot of times, and I'm actually currently living in one of those houses that I bought in the hood. So I try to stick by that as much as I can because at the end of the day, like I said, the investment is so much more than just where the money is going. If you're actually trying to improve an area, then you need to be a member of that area. So, uh, as terms of long distance real estate investing, you can make a lot of money doing it. I'm not gonna tell you not to do it, especially if you found a great opportunity, a great situation for yourself. For you to involve yourself in. But just for me, the idea of someone from the coast going to flyover country and thinking that these people are idiots. They don't realize they could buy a house for $30,000. It's like they probably do realize, and there's probably a few reasons why they didn't. Um, you know, One of them might be the fact that yes, they weren't in a position or situation or saw the opportunity like you did, and you could seize it to your advantage. At the same time, there might be other things that they know that you don't. So, don't approach long distance real estate or out of town or out of state real estate investing with a arrogant air, like you know better than the people around you. Because for the most part, real estate investors and developers, people from the coast, they got money, they this, that, whatever, and they're going into these, small towns where you're making like five, six times what you're making this person's annual salary in a month. That the average tenant that you're dealing with, and you're like, oh, these people don't know shit. Like, it's such a elitist, classist mindset. Not realizing that a lot of times that they know what's happening too. They just may not be in the position that you're in, and that there's actually someone in that town who's doing what you're doing. If there's a building in the area, someone built it. You feel me? Like there are developers, there are investors, and they have an advantage over you, even though you coming from out of state with your technology and with your spreadsheets and analytics and shit. Like they got the power of boots on the ground. They have a local network that's working in their favor. They'll be the first point of contact for people to hit them up when they're looking to sell their house, and that's an advantage that they have over you. So long distance real estate investing, like you can make a lot of money doing it, and I completely understand if you can't afford, you live in LA or New York City and you can't afford to buy a property there. I get it. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you shouldn't be foolish enough to assume that you can just go over to Kansas City, Missouri, or St. Louis or Detroit, having never been there, having no knowledge of the area, and pretend like you're gonna succeed and hit it out the park on like it's nothing. It's I would recommend that you just make more money and invest where you live. Or move to those areas that you want to invest in and actually learn about them on a deep fundamental level beyond just this is where the numbers, this looks like where the development's happening. Really understand an area geographically, demographically, sociologically, through a historical perspective, how stuff actually developed. And you can get a really good idea of if you want to invest in that area or not. Because sometimes it doesn't make sense to invest in the area. Maybe, I don't see myself living in that area, so why do I want to own property there? That's just the way I look at it personally. I see it as a headache. Even if I have someone in control of the real estate, you have to manage that person in control, and you have to know what's happening, or else you're gonna get worked over. So, that's just my short little advice on it. If you're interested in long distance real estate investing, you definitely can make money doing it, but it's not something that I personally am interested in beyond the way that I already described it here. So that's my 2 cents on the matter. Thank you guys for watching the video. Subscribe and hit the like button. Let me know what else you guys want to see below. Appreciate it.